What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Real Gents Agree to Disagree Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jamil, and once again, I'm joined by a group of gentlemen who are all cousins of mine. Today, we have Mike, Al, and Antoine, and we're looking forward to giving you another great episode in the world of sports today. So, fellas, how y'all doing this morning?
It's good. Let's get at it. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, good.
Great.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So today, our three topics that we're going to discuss are the NFL playoffs, the NFL offseason, and touch on the NBA a little bit. So we'll start it off with our first topic of the day. We had the NFL playoffs. We have had two games yesterday, the Jazz and Chiefs and the Eagles and Giants. We got two big games today. I feel like that was the appetizer before the big meal. So what do y'all think about the playoffs so far?
Well, that Giants game, that was a bust.
That was trash.
They didn't even show up. I don't even know what happened with Saquon. I mean, this is the game that you show up for, the playoffs. I mean, you play 17, 18 weeks in the regular season just to get here to lay an egg. I mean, I don't even know if Saquon showed up yesterday. What was he?
I don't think the whole offense didn't show up. The offensive line looked intimidated. They looked nervous. I mean, they seemed like they was there just to say, I'm in the game today. That game was trash. It was too easy for Philadelphia. And it's going to mislead everyone else moving forward in the playoffs. And Philly going to feel like they're better than what they really are, which I think, for one, they're pretty good. But that game was not an indication of what's going to be for them later on.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just offense either, though. Like, the defense gave up 38 points. I like Jalen Hurt, but come on, man, you're in the playoffs.
You're in the playoffs.
It seemed like they were just too happy. They were like happy to be there. And
I think they were shocked they wouldn't made it there.
Yeah.
Big Blue wasn't supposed to be there this year in their mind, so they made it like, okay, cool, we did something.
They probably overachieved.
Right. The reality is they probably could have, they really played. They probably could have really shocked a few people and really won a little more games than they have.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, they were like the sixth seed going into the playoffs, and they just got through their wild card game, and their deficiencies showed up when they hit a real team.
Yeah.
So did they hit a better team, or were they just not prepared to play?
I really think they just maxed out. Like, they probably went as far as they probably was gonna go. I think Daniel Jones I think he played above his abilities last game. He kind of came back to earth this game.
Yeah.
Being on the road in Philly, that crazy crowd, they the number one seed. That was just, I think it was too much for them to overcome.
Not only that, the offense, man, I know the defense didn't do well for the Giants, but they was running the ball down their throat, man, that first half. It's like, did they attempt a pass? Really, did you see many passes attempted in the first half? Not much. It's all run. So the defense was really put on their heels.
And the Giants ball at all. To me, they didn't run the ball at all.
They couldn't.
And to me, Saquon is your best offensive player. Like, he's your strength.
Yeah. Saquon was the best offensive player on the field yesterday, if you ask me. He should have been, but he didn't show it.
So do y'all think Philly is that good, or the Giants just were that bad yesterday?
I mean, we seen who Philly are without Jalen. Right, with him being back, and to see them dominate like this. I like Philly going to the Super Bowl. As I don't know if the 49ers has what it takes to, but they do. 49ers do have the best defense in the league right now, right? But but I guess you got to see whether or not the 49ers can get past the Cowboys. Definitely, if they get past if the Cowboys beat the 49ers, I definitely see the Eagles going to the.
That's not going to happen. I think with the Philadelphia Eagles, man, me personally, you know how I feel about Jalen Hurts and Philly team. I think they're a pretty good team. I think they would have won the game either way it go yesterday, but I'm looking for more of a challenge. If they allow that game to make them feel they're better than what they are, they lose next round. They cannot over-expect and think the team is that great. They dominate a team that didn't show up.
They dominated the whole season, though. What they went to what week was it before they got their first loss? And then they didn't look as strong once Jalen went down with that injury. But I feel like they back, man. I like Eagles to make it to the Super Bowl.
I agree. I called that earlier. I said I Philly and Niners, but we're gonna have to see how they play out.
And I don't like neither one of them, right? I don't like the Philly. I don't like the 49ers. I don't like nobody that left.
See, I'm still not a believer in Philly. Like, I think they got a majority of their wins against teams that weren't that good. They played a lot of weak quarterbacks early on. I just think they took advantage of their schedule. I'm not a big believer in Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I
So
think
that's this question. They had a lot of practice then. They had a chance to get better at their craft. Whether the team was good or not, they still perfected. We've seen teams play lesser teams and still lose.
they kind of remind me of like even I don't want to say Minnesota this year, but because Minnesota won a lot of close games, but just like teams that have won a lot of games pretty much against a soft schedule. And I just don't. It's just something about Jalen Hurts, man. I don't. I mean, I like him. I just don't think he's that top tier type quarterback. Like I don't see him. He's a running quarterback. I feel like when it really come down to it, like when they play, I'm hoping they play the 49ers. That's my pick out of NFC. I feel like they're going to be a team that's going to put up the pressure on them. They're going to man up on these wide receivers and make him throw the ball. So then we going to see, are you really that guy?
So my question for you is, why do so many people say that Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback? He this, he that. But you look at Lamar Jackson and several others in the league, and they look as elite quarterbacks, and they play the same exact game.
I don't see him as an elite quarterback either. Okay. I think he's a running quarterback too.
So, rating your quarterbacks, who are your top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
My top 3, I got Mahomes, Burrow. Third, I'll probably go with
Josh Allen.
Yeah, maybe.
Who?
Probably third, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. So no Herbert.
I'm going Justin Herbert, man. I know he didn't have the best game, the best season, but look at his receiving core this year.
I like Herbert too, but I'll definitely put him in the top 5. I don't know if I would rank him ahead of Josh Allen just yet, but I can see him.
But Josh Allen's a big, strong running quarterback as well. His accuracy.
But that's the thing, though. Great. To me, his accuracy is improved. It's better than what it used to be.
It's improved. I think it's top 3 proof.
I think so. I think so.
Now, if you got a receiving core the way he did with Diggs, you got Knox on tight end, you got Davis out there running the ball. Their hands make his game that much better. You put him in a different receiving core, is he that good?
He did this last year. What was Diggs there last year? I don't think Diggs was with them last year or the year before, but he's been coming.
He's improved for sure. Not top 3.
I'd rather have Herbert than Allen.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's debatable. I could possibly go with that.
But I'm definitely both top 5.
Yeah.
They're both top 5, but not their top 3. Yeah,
but I don't know if I can put these running quarterbacks up there with them.
I still
these running backs playing quarterback.
At one point in the game, you had Randall Cunningham running quarterback. It wasn't.
But he could throw better than all these dudes.
But then you get Michael Vick in the game, and the game of quarterback changed. He changed the game. You're adjusting to the game right now. That's what the quarterbacks do now. That's what the league looking for. Look at like Brady. Brady's a passing quarterback. Look what happened this year without a good core. He wasn't the same Tom Brady was before.
I think they just
he could scramble a little bit. He would have been better. Matt Ryan.
We just sat through a whole season looking at a one-dimensional quarterback in Mariota, and I would say
who can't throw the ball.
Who can't throw the ball, and I would say
he can't run either. Though. I mean, he's not a great runner. He's quick, but his ability to see the field and make proper runs is ridiculous to me.
I like quarterbacks who can. I like to see them run because it's exciting, but I also like to see them be able to stay in the pocket, find their receivers, and get the ball down the field. Especially like when you can see that the players breaking down around the pocket is breaking down around them, but they're still able to hang in there and make a play happen.
So in reality, you only have 2 quarterbacks that can do that in the league, and that's Burrow and Mahomes.
Yeah, well, and Brady when
Brady don't scramble. He has a 3-yard run. That's it, 3 yards.
For Brady make a play happen when like otherwise think it's over, and he can find his receivers. But he got an elite receiving core.
Would you call Brady game one-dimensional, considering all he can do is stand in the pocket and pass the ball, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but
I just put it like this: I've seen Brady and that style of quarterback win Super Bowls. Yeah. I've never seen one of these shotgun read option type running quarterbacks win the Super Bowl. Like history hadn't shown me that style wins.
I think it's coming though.
It's coming.
It's gonna come by default because that's all the quarterbacks that we have.
That's
That's
what I'm
coming
saying.
out.
That's my whole point. The game is changing. It's evolving. It's changing the way it was. Defenses are now preparing for a running quarterback. They're preparing for that.
Pretty soon, that's all gonna be in the league. So, like I say,
Yeah,
it's
listen
gonna
to
be
you.
by default. I guess maybe Russell Wilson probably was the closest.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, no scrambling
Russell
quarterback.
Wilson survived off of a Seattle game plan. He's the best player in the team. But
Yeah.
I'm with Denver right now. We're not gonna go. I'm not gonna have my Russell Wilson debate right now. But
Huh.
trash. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unless he proves me otherwise next season, trash. I mean,
So
because
what-
Geno Smith acts like a pretty good quarterback in Seattle right now.
Geno Smith,
Yeah.
I really have Mario.
Over Geno Smith,
I was just kidding, but that is so disgusting.
he's like the perfect game manager. That's all they need.
Yeah. I don't
But
get that.
won't Jalen Hurts be the first like Alabama quarterback if he make it to the Super Bowl? One of the first one in the modern era that I can recall making it to the Super Bowl.
If you ask him, he gonna say he went to Oklahoma. He ain't gonna say he went to Alabama.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
Hey, look, I can go with that because I don't like Alabama anyway. So yeah,
Right.
Still hurts.
But that race between him and Tua, it looked like I don't even know if Tua will be back next year. I would advise Tua not to come back. But
Right. Yeah, he don't need to play.
He too small. They body slam that guy. He too small.
Yeah. And like they keep walking away with these head injuries, man. The game, I can tell you got that passion for something, but sometimes you just gotta let that passion go.
Gotta
Find
stop.
another way to them.
Yep.
Hurt your passion in it.
Still young, game IQ good. I think he can come back and do something different, man. But you're right. He need to at least sit the season. I don't know if he can just sit the season and come back again and play, but I wouldn't advise him. He left college with a serious injury, and now it's your head, So it's time to reconsider.
You need to go do some coaching.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. I just stand on the sideline, be a coach, bump that, getting out there, and one more, then he might not get up the next.
He might not get up. Or he might not get up and be the same person.
Yeah. I got to believe like it's more than just for the money. I mean, he got money, I'm sure. Or at least he can make more money later on in life through endorsements and his likeness.
Right now, with the injuries out saying it went through, he can make money just going and doing speaking engagements, talking about head trauma and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's the love for the game.
How long has he been in the league now? He may be trying to hang around to get that pension that the NFL has.
I think this is third season.
Yeah, this is third.
You have to wait around for like 4 or 5 years before you can.
He better find a way to sit on that bench and be the second string quarterback because, like you said, one more hit to the head, that pension might end up being the insurance to pay for his funeral.
Yep. And the one that coming out of Alabama just as small, and they glamoring about him like
Bryce Young. Yes,
he just as small.
Bus.
Hey, and I guess Chicago is in a dilemma right now, right? So if they have the number 1 pick, do you pick up Bryce Young and trade Fields, or do you trade back and get you a lot of good draft picks so someone else can move up to number 1 and take Bryce Young?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that in the second set, man.
Right.
That's an interesting question. I got some thoughts about that too.
Okay.
But yeah. So what do y'all think about the other game yesterday? The Chiefs and the Jags.
Man,
I think the Jags played better.
Jags played a game. They one drop pass away from winning that game, at least getting it closer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kirk dropped that pass, man, and he caught that pass, and don't tell what could happen, right?
Yep.
And I think Chiefs pulled it out, but can the Chiefs afford to do that the next round?
Without Mahomes, they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
As I was going to ask, y'all feel like, well, I'm sure he's going to play. He's going to be.
He didn't want to come out the game.
All right. I'm sure he's going to play. As long as nothing wrong with that arm, he's going to give it a go.
He's going to give it a go. He'll be there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get past the fact that the Jaguars were playing the way that they're to the level that they're playing after last year. And just to tell you how dysfunctional that organization was under Urban Myers. And yet people still rave about this dude being a good coach.
No way. The way they turned this season around and the team they have right now, they're changing the running backs, man, and what they can do next season if they continue to build, it's scary.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, the core of their players are pretty much the same.
From last year.
Mm-hmm. And it goes for
looking like a quarterback right now.
And next year they get the addition of Calvin Ridley. So they
right. They're adding on to his receiving core.
Yeah, they're gonna have some if you want to play though,
Oh, that's where they traded Ridley to the Jaguar. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't even know if he want to play though. He don't want to get hit. Maybe since he don't had a year to sit back and look at the NFL and maybe miss it. But yeah, but they're gonna have a lot of talent in that receiving core.
Yeah.
Ironically, he was suspended because he betted on the Falcons to beat the Jaguars.
Right. That's what I was going to say.
What?
I think him not playing was the suspension for that reason, and it's more than just the injuries. There's a lot more involved with that. I think he's ready to play now.
But that was a good game. I mean that Chiefs and that Jaguar game was worth watching.
It was.
Yeah,
The second one.
that was a good
Really
one.
good game.
So I think the top games are today. We got the Bengals, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys. So what are y'all looking forward to seeing in these games?
Cowboys get beat down, please. That's all I ask.
The Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys are so overrated. Like,
Yes.
and
Trash.
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't get the infatuation with them. Like, even with the media, like with the whole Tampa Bay and Cowboy game, like all of ESPN went down and like it's the Super Bowl or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
a
They want to
wild
see the
card
Cowboys
round.
back in the Super Bowl. They want to see them in that light. But man, the only way that's going to happen if the officials on the field play along with the Cowboys.
Right.
I don't see it.
Me either.
I mean, they keep hollering about Diz is an elite corner. He's terrible. Best
Double
player on that
move.
team is Michael Pearson, and he can only do so much. Michael Pearson, he's only do so much.
And today he only gonna be the ref from the right side because they got Smith over there on that left tackle. He ain't going over there.
Right. So his game is cut down.
So he only gonna be the ref from the right side. So you can game plan for that, okay? Because he ain't gonna get over there in front of big boy.
The only hope is McCaffrey gonna stay healthy the whole game. How was he gonna put out?
Oh, McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey. I think McCaffrey didn't want to play when he was in Carolina.
I know, because he's like a beast right now.
I know. As a running back, you know that playing takes a toll on you. So if he knew like he was probably going to demand a trade or was going to get the opportunity to be traded, ain't no sense in playing.
He just healed. He healed his body completely because right now, he's scary.
He look like the old. He look like the first couple of years in Carolina.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, if you're looking at the game around, 49ers got the makings of winning the Super Bowl right now. They have it.
Yeah, to me, the core of their team, like just the surrounding pieces, they just solid all around, top to bottom.
But with Dak Prescott, though, you talking about somebody who I feel like Dak can scramble a bit, but he also can throw. He threw for 5 touchdowns last week, and he got Dalton
consistent. It's which Dak are you gonna get?
He got Dalton Schultz. He has Zeke Elliott. I think they're moving away from Zeke right now, but they have a formidable team. They got
against the 49ers. You think the offense strong enough to beat the 49ers?
49ers. I can't get past 49ers coach. So if I could,
I know that's the hard part. That's the hard part for Falcons fans. I'm with you. We watched in Heartbreak.
Yeah. So anytime the 49ers can lose, I'm okay with that.
Don't forget Dan Quinn on Dallas side too now.
But he's the background though, right? He's the defense, right? He's where he need to be.
Yeah.
Running the defense.
I got 49ers win this game by at least 14.
I was gonna ask what's y'all final score? What's the prediction?
I got 49ers 28, Cowboys 14.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
28-14. I'm thinking more like I think it's gonna be bigger than that. I see the 49ers beating them pretty bad. I'm gonna go with like 34-14.
That is a beatdown.
Yeah.
37-20.
Maybe that's just some of my personal feelings from once coming out of that.
You believe in Kyle Shanahan and what Purdy?
I really, as much as a Falcon fan as I am, I really do like Kyle Shanahan. I think he's the most creative offensive play caller, the best offensive mind in the game. Like he's so like if you look at like just their plays, like they're creative with their plays, like the stuff that they do. It's like him and Andy Reid are like top of the league, which is how they create mismatches and how they just call a game. Like how one play in the first quarter is called just to set up another play in the third or fourth quarter. Like
he schemes stuff.
It's like a mastermind.
I
we
guess
held
he
on.
didn't have that mastermind in the fourth quarter for the Super Bowl, and it's hard to look past that sometimes. So I understand what you're saying. It's like
I think it's a lot of factors that went into that. You got obviously Kyle Shanahan, the head coach is Dan Quinn. He could always get on the mic. He has the override over everything. Like no check to a run.
but
You got
Dan
Matt
Quinn
Ryan.
soft.
Matt Ryan hiking the ball with like 15, 20 seconds left on the play clock. Like let it run out. Like it's just so many nuances to that.
That's true.
That's not okay. We don't.
Yeah, I don't want to relive
Yeah.
it. Right now, look, I'm just happy the Chargers folded the way they did, so they can take away some of that pressure from everybody else looking at us.
Right.
It ain't the same playoff Super Bowl. But I expect a good game, and if I want in that AFC game, I do want Bills to win only because I just want the excitement to come to Atlanta.
Yeah,
The
Huh.
championship game, and you know it'll be interesting to see Mahomes and Allen go up against each other in the AFC championship game the way I think it should be, because I don't know like if the Bengals really need to be that far along in terms of like making it to the Super Bowl again.
I think with Buffalo having a big reason to go out and get this win for DeMar, they have every reason to win this game. Every reason to win this game.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah. I think it's gonna come down to whoever can run the ball best.
We know that's not Buffalo unless it's Josh Allen.
Right.
Well,
I mean, Josh Allen, they leave Russia, but that dude fumbled. He fumbled just as much he threw interceptions.
Right. And at the wrong time in the red zone.
In the red zone, yeah.
I definitely think Cincinnati's gonna win. I think, man, it's hard to go against Burrow, man.
it's hard. You're right.
He's that guy right now. I think he has, to me, the best offensive playmakers around him. Like you got Chase, Higgins, got a top tier running back in Mixon.
mm-hmm.
I mean, those are big time weapons. It's better weapons to me than the Chiefs, better overall weapons than the Bills.
The only reason why I say the Bills have a chance, man, is if you're going off heart and determination, this is your opportunity right now. If you don't use that, you can lose that game. That's just the bottom line. I mean, they got to do it for more than just the play of the game. They got to be for their brother.
Yeah, they definitely gonna be playing for DeMar, and they at home.
And they home. They got a lot on the line. If they don't, I mean, you're gonna see. Yeah, they're gonna pull it off. The Bengals pull it off.
All right, so what's y'all final score?
That's gonna be tight.
Yeah, that's gonna be a I would say I would go with the Bills 34, Cincinnati 24.
Wow. The over-under on that game is 48 points.
That's high.
I think I'm going 38, 35.
I don't see him being that high score. I'm looking 2017 Buffalo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm around that as far as the points, but I'm going 24-21, a late field goal, Cincinnati.
So, yeah, I'm going by a field goal for Cincinnati too, but I think it'll be a little bit more scoring than that, a little higher scoring. They're both explosive. They can score. Both defense have been tested. It's going to be a high scoring game to me.
I think it's definitely going to be the game of the week.
Yeah, it's going to be the one to watch.
All right, so let's move into what our team is more interested in, the NFL offseason. The Falcons. So we got the draft coming up. We got Chicago got a big decision ahead. We got the Lamar Jackson rumors to Atlanta.
No.
So I guess we could start there with the Lamar Jackson angle. What do y'all think is going to happen? Is he going to stay in Baltimore? Is he going to get traded? Everybody's saying if he get traded, Atlanta top of the list. What do y'all think?
He can get traded, but stay away from Atlanta. I want to go with Riddle. I just feel like Lamar's had his better days, man. I mean, nothing against the brother, but I don't see him bringing anything to Atlanta that's different than what he's doing in Baltimore. I just don't see it. I think Riddle will be a better quarterback moving forward. He get more time to play, get his game tighter. He's gonna be that guy. Lamar Jackson's had several opportunities and still didn't show improve yet.
Lamar Jackson scared me, although I understand his position right now and not wanting to play without a contract. At least without the contract that he wants. I believe that it's telling that he quit. I feel like he quit on the Ravens. I mean,
he did.
And the thing, like you would quit on a team because you weren't getting what you want. It isn't going to just be reserved just for his time in Baltimore. I think he's gonna bring that same attitude to any team he plays with.
And
I
how
don't
that
want
affect the
him
locker room? How do you look at when you're in the locker room? Those are your brothers.
Yeah.
How can you look at this brother and say you quit on me? You quit on them. How you gonna do us if we start moving along the way you don't want us to? Are you gonna quit on us too? This thing has changed the whole dynamic of the organization.
Maybe if
Oh,
he had an
any more
agent,
problems?
maybe if he had a real agent instead of him and his mama trying to do it, they've been on got
Right.
something worked out.
Yeah.
You can't cut the middleman on everything. You need
Yeah.
somebody to not go and negotiate.
Yeah. But you the MVP though, so league MVP, proving that you can move your team into the postseason. You can demand some money, but people, the NFL teams aren't going to be foolish and just pay you on just potential. I mean, I think they need a little bit more. I don't know why the Cleveland Browns did what they did.
Oh yeah.
But they really got some people in the NFL, at least this Lamar, confused about what their real value is to a team.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Quarterbacks are everything, though, because we see it now. We're running through it here in Atlanta. We're running through trying to figure out what we're going to do about a quarterback, and it'd be so much comforting to know that you had a quarterback that you could build around.
And
Go
staying
ahead.
on that topic, not trying to get away, but you made a good point. Like with Cleveland and how much they paid Deshaun Watson, I mean, he wasn't worth that. So I know Lamar probably feel like, hey, I'm a much better player than what he is, but neither one of y'all worth that kind of money.
With the baggage that Deshaun was bringing with him, too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think he's trying to, obviously, he's using that for leverage, trying to reset the market again. But I think ultimately he's going to end up staying in Baltimore. I mean, they can franchise tag him, so they're not going to let him go.
but is he going to play, though? What are you going to do?
Stay away from Atlanta.
For Baltimore, though, like, do Baltimore really want to franchise tag a player that has shown that he'll quit on you?
Yeah, that's what I say. I trade him.
But they will, because they feel like he's an elite quarterback. We don't.
You got to look at it like this, right? You got to look at it like this. He's, what, 26, 25, 26? Like, it's kind of like Deshaun Watson all over again. Like, it's very rare for a top-tier quarterback to become available at this point of their career. So, I don't think they're going to want to give up on that.
There's another top-tier quarterback that came available. He was out there, and look at his career right now. It's Cam Newton. This put me in that same mindset. I'm over Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry, I just don't see it.
I have never been on his bandwagon. Never.
Me either. Yeah. I think coming from the Falcons' point of view, I'm double-minded about it. I think ultimately I'd rather stick with Ritter because I want them to build the team. I want them to build the team better, spend that money on the rest of the team. And
exactly.
Then
you have money and you got cap space. Don't blow it on one player.
Exactly. And you can just drop Ritter in there with his rookie contract. You got more money to spend.
So if it was Mahomes, we were talking about instead of Lamar, what y'all do then?
We break the cap.
Mahomes. But see, this is why I say I'm double-minded about it, because
we go for Mahomes.
Yeah.
The biggest advantage teams have are teams with the best quarterbacks. Like, you can always these top tier quarterbacks can make your weaknesses not look so weak.
Right.
Like, you look at Mahomes, he don't have the best offensive weapons around him. Like,
he took his weapon.
Exactly. He got Kelsey, but outside of that, I don't think nobody really is all that impressed with his receivers or the running backs.
Right.
Like,
which is why they're not going to Super Bowl, by the way. But yeah, you're right.
A top tier quarterback will make, your team look better.
It would.
It's the biggest advantage. So if you Atlanta, you showed last year you willing to get out there and play in that field, trying to go get Deshaun Watson. If he become available again, I think they might dip their toe in the water and just kind of see what's out there. Because they didn't fully commit.
After a season, they got to get rid of a full season. I don't know what it is about this young man that I see. I just feel like he's going to shock everybody. He's going to be a pretty good quarterback in his league, man. He just need a chance to play. He improved towards his last game. I mean, I know he didn't play anybody special, but still, I just seen something different in his game.
He lost against the first 2 games. He lost against starters. The last 2 games, he won against backup. It was like he played 2 preseason games. But the experience is good for him.
His experience is good. And it's like his IQ is going to improve each game. And you can see a difference in his game. Each game has gotten better. And you got your offseason. You got to get ready for your preseason games. I think for next season, he's going to be a better quarterback.
Yeah, I think they're going to bring in maybe like a backup quarterback that
absolutely
probably started some games, but not like a starter. I could see
Garoppolo.
I don't even see him. I'm thinking maybe like what's the quarterback in Washington? Tyler
Hinky,
Hey,
Hinkie, somebody like him, or like
Carson Wentz.
yeah,
Now,
somebody that's like Dallas backup. Somebody like him that's played a little bit, that's capable of starting if need to be, but nobody that's really gonna be a threat to taking the starting job.
and I kind of like Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz really up developing myself,
but it would Carson Wentz be good in the locker room.
yeah.
I think he's still under contract with Washington. I think he's gonna be their starter. But yeah,
That rookie looked good. They last game. They played him the whole game from North Carolina. I remember him from college. He played really good. Maybe I'm thinking that's who Washington gonna ride with.
They may they looking at trying to rebuild too. I don't know, but they didn't have a bad season, so I don't know how much they looking at the rebuild.
if you're Chicago, what do? Do you trade the pick? Do you keep Fields, draft the best player available, trade Fields?
Let me ask you this question: Why would you get rid of Fields though? What have he done in his game to say we don't need him?
If you look in long
Bad
term
coaching.
projections, production wise, I think for me, my personal opinion, I like Bryce Young better. So I would go with the quarterback and trade Fields.
So you would pick up Bryce Young and trade Fields?
And
Because to me, Fields, he's in that category of a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Like,
is he that, or is he just haven't had a chance to
quarterback.
show anything else in his game? Think about it. He snapped the ball. He's off to the races. He don't have a choice. They need to build around him a little bit more. They can barely run the ball. So he's just able to run. The running backs on that team can do a bad job of running the ball. He's the offense right now. I think they build around Fields, trade that pick so they can just build more role players around him to make the team better as a whole. I don't see Bryce Young coming to the league and being effective at all. I just don't see it. I see Ryan Leaf and Bryce Young. I just don't see it.
I think he's a better thrower, definitely.
He may have been a thrower, but is he an NFL type quarterback?
He is small. That's the question.
He's small. He's very small.
I don't know if he can handle getting hit.
Right.
But throwing wise, I think he's a good, accurate passing quarterback. I think he fits the mold of what winning quarterbacks do.
I think they trade the pick, man, and pick up more picks, and that's my opinion on it. I mean, I don't see why they want to get rid of Fields. I know Chicago will be a little upset. I just ain't bought into Bryce Young. I'm sorry.
I think Chicago.
Fields is kind of
got too
proving
much
himself a
going
little
on
bit this year. To me, I mean, as far as putting a team on his back and trying to do what he can to get him to win. And
There's
you
no
got
way
a rookie coming out, a small rookie quarterback, and you wouldn't get rid of him for Fields for Young? Come on, I don't see it. They got a lot more problems than the quarterback spot.
Quarterback
and the quarterback to me ain't no problem. Give him some weapons.
Give him some weapons.
He can't throw the ball. He can't throw it to him. He's not an accurate passer. He can't throw.
But he's still the same. He haven't had a chance to. So you put Bryce Young out, you think him as a rookie, he'll be a better passer than Fields right now?
Yeah, I do.
One good hit, Bryce Young is on a stretcher going in the back.
Yeah. He's smaller than two.
That's the downfall. That's the thing you got to worry about.
That's something you got to consider in the NFL. You know, the NFL, a second college is way different than a second in the NFL.
That's true.
And to me, Stroud is better. I'd rather have Stroud than
now Stroud is a different conversation. I might have to consider. He's bigger. He can run the ball, and he can pass the ball. If you got a chance to go with Stroud,
is he number one overall? Good though.
I'm not picking on the quarterback number one overall right now. If I'm Chicago, I don't know. I just don't see it. I still can't see it. Not even Stroud. The more I think about it, you need to build around the team. You don't have Stroud, he'll be the same. He'll be just like Fields. He's there with nothing else to build, nothing else around him.
What can they get for Justin Fields though? If they can get some really good draft pick and still keep their number one draft pick, trading Fields, build and bring in Bryce Young, build around here with the additional draft picks. Because what Chicago is looking at right now, they're trying to get them a new stadium. So they have a down year between the excitement that's going to be coming with this new stadium they about to build. Maybe they can afford to have a year where they build Bryce Young into a starting quarterback and then highlight him and his team, the team built around him as they open up their new stadium.
What am I missing with Bryce Young? Y'all help me out. I don't see this man being an NFL quarterback. I don't know. What am I missing in this game? I've watched a few of his games. I actually went back and watched old games.
He's a
Just to see the hype
accurate.
on him, I don't see it.
He has the most important trait that a quarterback needs. He's an accurate passer. He dropped the ball right there on the dime where it needs to be.
Right, that's great.
Okay,
Right
but
there.
He
you
can
looking at
read
it.
the defense.
You
He
looking at
goes
it
to
in
his
the
progression.
standpoint of yes, he has accuracy, right? But
He's got a strong arm. Like he can create
in
plays.
a
He's
college game in
hey,
Alabama, if you see who
that
they
that
play,
that
just put him
translates
in
to
the NFL and look at the accuracy. What he's gonna do the same accuracy in NFL against elite corners?
but
In
he
Yeah.
college game, but
he
he was in the SEC college game. That's
right. He's shown it 2 years in a row against top tier talent. Like I mean, he beat Georgia last year. Like
Georgia beat
he
themselves last year, sir. Let's not do that. Let's not go there.
he
Georgia
and
beat themselves.
When he get in the NFL, he's not gonna be
arguably,
standing behind five-star linemen. He gonna have some. Look at the Falcon
but
line.
he's shown that he can make plays on the run too. Like he creates plays
Get
out
out
of
the pocket, P1.
I don't see him being the first round pick, man. I'm sorry. Not the first pick overall. Hell, I can't. I don't see it. Prove me wrong. I tell you what I say, what I will do. If that happened and he's a great quarterback, I'm the first one to come back on here and say I'm wrong. I bow down to him. We got to prove it to him. I just don't see it.
My only concern with him is just his size. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if he could take the pounding, but outside of that, like he
That
has
man is not no 6'1".
good skills.
Okay.
You see one?
Anthony say he's 6'1".
He could be 6'1". He weigh 101 pounds.
That's the bigger issue, right? Wait,
He's on game. Trust me, he's on game.
honestly, that's another issue with Lamar Jackson too. Like even if you another team thinking about signing him, you got to take that into consideration. He always hurt.
Always hurt. That's why I said. That's why I don't want him. Plus, his career, he had his best career.
But hey, when we're talking about Chicago and their draft pick, do you think Lovie Smith intentionally went for that 2-point conversion to spike the Houston Texans, or he was just trying to win the game?
Probably he was their coach anyway. That man been a loser everywhere. You lose in college and then they gave him the job. I'm like, what? They weren't trying to win.
Yeah.
He should have never took the job. He should never even applied for the job because
That's what I'm saying.
it's just a losing situation all the way around. You see how they did their players. Like before the whole Deshaun Watson thing came down, he was trying to go. You see how they did Hopkins.
Yeah.
You see, JJ, he got about the.
Yep.
It's
J.J.
just a
Watt
bad
player.
organization.
Yeah.
Yep. But that goes back to what they were saying about Jeff Saturday when he took the job up in Indianapolis. It's like everybody was saying that he wasn't qualified and he didn't have the experience to be a head coach. And yet people was like, take that job. It's a head coaching job. There are only 32 of those jobs in the world. If you get opportunity to do it, go out there and take that job. You don't know what that's gonna open up for you down the road. So Lovie Smith may have an opportunity at least to get interviewed. I mean,
I think Lovie gonna probably get a role player in the organization now. I don't think anyone's give him a head coaching job again. He may get
Hell no.
OC,
You crazy as hell.
DC, a line coach.
I don't even want to coach defensive line. Stand next to me with a cup of water like that black guy do with Nick Saban.
I think his experience still can help an organization, but not as the head coach.
he can go to front office. I mean, that might be something that he'd rather do.
I think Lovey has taken so many bad jobs. He just got like a bad stain on him. Like
right.
A shit stain. That's him. A walking shit stain.
Yeah, I agree with you, Art. I think his football IQ is better than what his record say.
Yeah, you can't be the guy that always take rebuilding jobs. Everywhere you go, every time you get hired, it's a rebuilding situation. Like
especially when you never rebuild them. Come on, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna give you enough time to really rebuild them anyway.
Nope.
But I don't get the arrogance of Sean Payton. Like, how do you put yourself in a position where you ask for $20 million a year, knowing that you're going to be traded for draft picks to come and coach a team? Ain't no way. What did Sean Payton do that requires him to be a $20 million a year coach?
One, he know he's gonna get it. Two, he got the Super Bowl, and I think he's just waiting for that Chargers job. He want Herbert. He's just going for the best quarterback. I don't think he's gonna come back this year. He want Herbert.
I don't know. Gruden should have been a lesson to NFL teams that that willing to overpay for a coach.
Especially not. I mean, Sean Payton was what he was, but you had Drew Brees back there throwing the ball for you, man. Come on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like, he want to be connected to another top tier quarterback.
So you can't have that demand if you know your coaching is based off who your quarterback is. You don't come and demand on $20 million from me.
He's gonna
get the truth.
He's gonna get it because he got the whole aura behind him. Like, he's won a Super Bowl. He's from the Bill Parcells tree, which is just legend in the NFL. So he's
That's
gonna get
ridiculous, though, man. You giving once again, like you said with the Deshaun Watson. Now you're gonna take this game of coaching and have coaches come in the league demanding some of these same things that's gonna mess the organization up even more.
yeah. But see, I guess
I
they
deny
just
him. I don't care what NFL team it is. I don't think he can come in the league and take any team and make them that much better than what they already is. I just don't buy it. Not for $20 million a year. No,
I know
no
they
coach is worth that.
he need to take a job though, because he need to get off television. I don't.
Huh.
He can't pay him to me.
hey, being linked to a good quarterback will help a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah. Ask Belichick. Look at
Right.
what Bill had gone through since Tom left, Brady left.
Yep. Well, let's move into our last topic of the day. We'll discuss some NBA topics really quick. We got our hometown Hawks. They've been on a winning streak as of late. They just took a L last night. Got
Can I
Boston
detour
looking
from the house
good.
real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I just kind of got one I want to address early before then we get back to the house. That might take us a little more time.
Mhm.
This whole situation with Shay, John Morant, and John Morant father. Now,
Wow.
just my personal opinion. When you got people come out of the stand, even though John Morant is a great player, he's one of the futures of the league, but his father coming out, stepping, and the other players in Florida too. Now they was wrong, making this big fiasco out here. That could have turned to Malice in the Palace once again. Should they ban him from the games for a couple games?
I think they're going to show him some grace, because what T. Morant and John Morant is showing like that father-son relationship that's built through that sport. And to separate that now is probably isn't a good PR look for basketball. So I think they're going to put him to the side and probably teach him out, talk to him a little bit more about what they expect for him when he's at these games. But the other part is, to me, is like Shannon Sharp. That was, you can't like a week take the high road against Skip Bayless and about what could have been a misinterpreted tweet, and then come back a week later and be ready, 2 weeks later and be ready to throw hands out on the basketball court.
All he did was say, "You can't guard LeBron."
But
He was a fan of the game.
He
We've seen
provoked it though. He
Spike Lee
provoked
do
it.
this all the time in New York. Nobody tried to fight him.
I think when the disrespect kicked in, when Dylan said what he said, is as a man, somebody saying it to you and being disrespectful in public like that. Like, I'm not condoning it, but
exactly,
if he don't have some little alcohol in the system, it's not the same TV Shannon Sharp. It's not Skip Bayless saying put your glasses back on. He actually called me a B, or whatever he said.
Right.
So,
but
I guess that's
But you got Stephen Allen. He coming up he want to get in it. John Morant jumping in, his father jumping in. That could have turned something completely different.
T. Morant though, like why was he even over there? Like,
why?
That's my thing. He wasn't even in it. Like,
all of them looking for camera time, man. All of them looking for camera time.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the problem, though.
I just wish Shannon Sharp would have been able to get his hand on John Morant there.
There you go. But you see, at the end, they squashed it. They hugged it out when it was cool, which was good. They made sure you seen that on TV.
As a professional, though, Shannon Sharp can't get engaged like that at a.
But he didn't do anything. Like, all he did was say, "You can't guard LeBron."
He's supposed to de-escalate it. He can't allow that. He can't continue to provoke the altercation. He should have sat down. He shouldn't even been allowed to come back out to the court, if you ask me. Any other fan would have been escorted out.
I agree. They all should have been moved. But at the end of the day, as a fan of the game, as a friend of LeBron's, he made one comment, and it turned to this big fiasco. And again, I ask, we've seen Spike Lee do this in New York for years. Nobody ever tried to fight him. They've made the comments. They go down, dunk the ball, and come back and give them that look. Like, now say something. That's it.
It's a different age. These players today
they got to get control of these players now and control these fathers, man. They're like, hold on, y'all didn't learn anything from in Detroit?
Yeah. But they hugged it out. They hugged it out at the end.
They hugged it out.
But
if that was a Ball brothers and their daddy, it would have been a different story. I guarantee he'd been kicked out the stadium.
It was good theater. It was good publicity, and you don't want to promote violence.
You don't
when you're talking about the NBA and that culture. But at the same time, it did get a lot of spin on social media and on the.
It did.
Yes,
which makes you start looking at other stuff like even with John Morant, the whole situation with LeBron again. He told the dude stop disrespecting me.
I like that.
Stop disrespecting me. And y'all like, Brian, chill out. Yeah, man, shut up. You ain't got nothing to do with this.
You're right.
He's telling that man, ball out or don't say nothing to me. If you balling, say what you're gonna say. If you ain't balling, don't say nothing to me. Don't disrespect me, little boy.
I know, right? People think like they let that social media ranting and the way that they engage with each other on social media trend come over into real life, and LeBron reminded
He
you,
reminded me.
you're a little guy. You are a real look in real life.
Right.
You're a little guy.
You the little guy. I am the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm about to change this logo again. Let's wait the next season. I'm that guy. You don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna just talk to me any kind of way, because at the end of the day, man, we have to go with these hands. I'm gonna win.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though he ain't want no parts of beef stew when beef stew was coming out of him.
I mean,
That's a different type of person right there.
Yeah.
I know.
you don't say he was crazy.
Right. I know Fox happy though. No undisputed ratings gonna be high tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
That's on.
For real.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to the Hawks, man. I tell you, Trae Young, I'm almost I'm almost on the side where says I'm ready for him to go, man, because I can't continue to watch this dude, man, play hero ball. I need to see him lead that team, man. If we sitting on a 19-point lead, how are we gonna allow a LaMelo Ball-less Hornets come back and beat us? And they beat us with who? Rozier? Come on, man.
I was telling Mike this the other night. Like, he plays for the crowd. He plays for the oohs and the ahs, like shooting these 30, 40-foot threes. Like, for what? Like,
He want to be
play
Steph.
basketball.
All we got to do is keep putting 2 points on the board, man. Keep putting points on the board. They'll come down there, they'll hit the threes, yeah. But we can counter that with Trae hitting an occasional three, or Bogey hitting a three, or Murray. But this dude, he come down and he want to just pull up and go into the lane where it's like he's 6 foot and everybody else is 7, and he want to take shots up against that. No, man, move the ball around and don't give it to Collins, because Collins ain't hitting no threes this year.
Right. So that's it. Do you think the Hawks should propose a trade and build up again?
That's just hard for me to accept, because then it's like saying you messed up the Luka trade. And
exactly.
Just knowing that we could have had Luka here and now we don't have Trae here either, like, that's like a double negative. It just hurt even more.
Yeah. Which I think I said at the beginning we should have kept Luka, but that's another story.
Oh, yeah.
And ain't no promise that DeJounte is going to stay with us either after his.
With the stuff going on in this organization, I wouldn't stay. Like, you got the Hawks owner, the owner's son, like trying to have a bigger voice in the organization and creating all these issues and problems in the locker room. It's like, nah, he don't seem better. He was in San Antonio. He know what a good organization is like. So,
if you get the opportunity, watch. He was on All the Smokes with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and he was talking about his experience in San Antonio, and it wasn't the best experience. And part of the reason why he's here in Atlanta now is because he likes the culture. Atlanta, he likes being in Atlanta. He likes the culture. And so we have that going for us. We just got to figure out this team, man, and get him and Trae to play together and put some wins together, which would encourage him to stay. But he didn't care too much for some of the way that he was treated down in San Antonio. He felt like they was moving away from him and focusing more on their young players, like Derek White.
So, the conversation we had earlier about players in the league having so much more input over the way the teams run more than the coaching and organization. Is Trae having that kind of like, okay, this is my team. I'm going to do what I want to do?
I think so, but I think it's unwarranted at this point, because Trae, I mean, we ain't done anything since we went to the Eastern Conference Final a couple years ago. And to think like Trae saying things like the regular season is boring, we're just waiting to get to the playoffs. But dude, we can't even get to the playoffs right now.
You got to get there.
Yeah.
And what leader says that? Like, no big time leader makes a comment like that. He already got one coach fired. Now he's about to get 2, because Nate gonna be gone.
Nate gone. Nate gone. Nate is like Levy Smith. Nate know he gone.
Nate ready to go.
All right, you was talking about.
Would you be ready to go? I'm gonna try and coach these players. I can't even coach them because you coaching them.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Trae ain't even coaching them. I don't even think he's providing the leadership that team needs. He's always bumping heads with players. At least he's bumping head with John Collins, when he should be trying to provide some leadership and create some cohesion with the team. But man, you don't even get that from Trae, I don't think. Trae, man, he always talking about the crowd was behind us. Okay, what about when the crowd aren't behind you? You just go out there and play, man.
Yeah. Yep.
So do y'all think the Hawks gonna trade Collins? Or
Yep.
do you keep him?
He's going.
I feel like John Collins is looking for a trade now.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean,
They gave him permission.
the conversation been had too many times, and they keep pulling off. They keep pulling back. It's happened this time.
They gave him permission.
Yep.
Go find a trade.
Yep.
But now they saying teams don't want to take on the rest of his contract. I guess that's the bigger issue.
So he need to play then.
Is he going to adjust his contract if he want to go? He want to adjust that contract to move on?
I don't see him giving up no money.
No,
I
that ain't gonna work.
I don't even say the Players Association allowing him to
All right.
give up any money. I don't even think that's always on the players after they don't sign their contract.
Mm.
But Atlanta need a reliable big man. Capella going out for 10 days for 10 games for an ankle injury, and this isn't uncommon for Capella to miss time either.
Right.
Nope. Yeah, he missed a bunch of games.
So our house, man, we had so much hope though, man. To actually play basketball all the way into June, July is like having a whole nother season.
Yeah.
It was so exciting when the Hawks went to the Eastern Conference Final, and I was thinking, like, next year, man, we're gonna have this same thing again because we got our core team coming back.
Yep.
Bring it back.
And we went.
Egos stepped in though. Egos came along.
Yep.
It's the locker room.
Cause he's like Trey is a different player now than what he was. It really went to his head.
I think Travis Slink had a lot to do with it too, and it's something going on in the organization because for him to step down out the blue, out of nowhere, they elevated Landry Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Like something is just not right in that organization. Like I can't put my finger on it. Like Son was saying, Travis Slink was more so on Nate's side.
Yeah.
And I guess him and Trae Young weren't getting along, so it's some locker room issues going on with them.
Travis Slink didn't want the DeJounte trade either. He felt like DeJounte was a good piece to have on the team, but giving up that though, if you look at Atlanta, if you look at the number one draft picks we have, I don't think we'll have one until 2029.
Yeah.
So we gave up a lot of capital, which I don't really care about unless you got the number one draft pick. I don't know about if the first round draft picks mean all that much NBA. Me personally,
right? They're not as valuable.
They don't really translate. It's hit or miss on whether or not it's translating into like that person being a star player. But we'll see. You can get talent. You can get talent at 16.
You can, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
You didn't expect to be the talent, be the show.
Yeah, like the rookie from Duke,
Pablo Banqueros. Oh, the one that's coming out now.
No, the one with the Hawks.
Oh, yeah,
Griffin. Yeah, Griffin.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to be as good as he. I mean, that's another thing. They don't play the rookie. The boy Jalen Johnson didn't play him at all last year.
But Jalen Johnson pissed me off last night, man. I know they said it wasn't a foul, but Jalen Johnson, you can, if you're gonna contest that 3-point with 1 second left on the clock, man, stay clear of his the guy with the long landing area.
But they gonna call that every time if you don't.
But I like him though. He showed some promise. Him and AJ Griffin, they looking good. I like him.
Yeah.
So before we log off, who y'all picks right now out of the East and out of the West?
Man, in the West. The West, I think you can't count Golden State out.
Nope.
You cannot count them out. And the East is Milwaukee.
Yeah, the Bucks, man. That's an easy one. I'm just thinking about that West. I don't know.
So y'all like Milwaukee over Boston?
Over Boston? I don't know about that one.
I just see it come down to it. 7-game series. I'm picking the Bucks over Boston.
I actually,
They didn't have Middleton last year.
Okay, but I still like that depth in Boston, man. They got some scores and they can win some games. And when you look at Milwaukee, you got Middleton now, but Greek, that's about it. In the way
see, the Bucks team remind me of the old San Antonio team. We know you got Freak out there playing great ball, but he hurt right now. But still, it just they have a lot of fundamental players around too that can get the job done. So it's not always a superstar. It's just the rest of the role players. They know how to play their role. Everybody know how to play their game. Yeah, and they can put off their win.
This is how I look at it. Like, I always look at who's the number 2 player, like that number 2 that you can just get a ball to in the playoffs and say, go get me a bucket. Like somebody that's not relying off you to make a play, not relying off the pick and roll. You can just get on the ball. So you look at Milwaukee number 2, they got maybe Middleton. Boston number 2 is maybe Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
To me, my team out the East, if they can stay healthy, I still like Brooklyn because I don't think number 2 is better than, to me, Kyrie. And then the number 1 is better than all of them.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about it. If you thought they're gonna stay healthy, in my mind, if I thought they would be healthy, absolutely. I just don't believe it. They have proven too many times none of them they don't stay healthy. And Kyrie, I mean, I'm sorry to say, but the boy got problems. They don't tell him what's gonna happen. You know, what's the next match gonna be? Is he gonna be out the league for the second half of the season or something? I just can't call that.
Yeah, you can't even like rely on Kyrie just with like what's going on the court.
Right.
It's not gonna happen like social
outside of it. Yeah, he beside himself, and that's it.
Yep.
He shut down.
Yeah, and that could pop up anytime with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to even look at them. I mean, like they just naturally playing ball and healthy and nothing going on. Of course, it'd be crazy not to call Brooklyn out, but just looking at everything else, nah, I can't see.
Ben Simmons, you know, you got him, but he just as bad as them. He just as unreliable as Kyrie when you're talking about
emotionally distraught, man. It just got other issues going.
But I think they're a team built specifically for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Once again, if healthy, without any other outside.
Right. Yeah, without the rest of it healthy, they should run through the playoffs pretty cool. I mean, I think Bucks will give them a run for their money, of course, but I just don't. Prove me wrong. I'll give you the same answer for that one. Prove me wrong.
But you know what, man? With all this load management, it's hard to even tell what that team is going to be, what the team is going to look like when they get to the playoffs.
Right.
They aren't playing people enough to really get a consistent look at that team.
That's the thing. I think somebody said this recently. I think it was Stan Van Gundy. It was like, you know, like back in the day, like in the 90s, players played like all 82 games and they didn't have like all these rest days.
All these rest games.
Yeah.
They played every game, every playoff game, championship game they played.
Load management.
And they weren't getting hurt as much either. Like now.
And that's why, because they kept their body conditioned the whole time. They had to stay conditioned to play.
Hey, but look now, though. Who are the players that doing all this load management? I don't see Luka taking a bunch of time off. I think LeBron, he plays. I don't know.
LeBron was at one point. LeBron playing now because he's not playing the same before. But if you look at the last couple of seasons, LeBron was sitting. But right now, everybody's sitting. And they keep throwing the injury tag on them. They're not injured. They just sit. You just resting your team. You're had enough right now to rest them. And that's what you're doing. You're resting.
Especially on back-to-back nights. Like, they're not playing that second night.
Nope.
Like, look at the Warriors the other night. They rested Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
And they resting them all at the same time. Okay,
all at the same time.
Why not do one today, one tomorrow, and one? Yeah, you the whole why even play the game? You got Steph, Clay, and Draymond, all three of them out at the same time.
Because they know that everybody playing for the playoffs now. They know that All-Star break coming up. We're gonna keep resting them. They get the All-Star break to rest up some more. They come back second half. Let's run.
Yep.
I think the NBA gonna have to do something about that, like scheduling wise or something, limit the number of games. But like even as a fan, it's almost like you're a little nervous to buy a ticket in advance. You know, they come to town. I want to see Steph, but I don't know if I want to get the ticket because I don't know if he can play.
Let's not talk about if you have fantasy teams. I mean, you just almost can't say the roster to it no more.
Oh my God,
ridiculous.
But as a fan buying tickets, I think we need to do like a class action lawsuit and be like, look, man, you can't advertise that this player is going to be in my city at the beginning of the year, and I go out and drop this money on this ticket, and then come December, I'm expecting to see this person play, and here go this phantom injury that don't showed up, and I go there and I watch them the 6 man off the bench play.
Yeah,
it's the third spot or the 7th man.
When Kawhi was with Toronto, I had bought the Toronto ticket and come Kawhi over there in the suit, man.
Yeah, that dude missed a bunch of games there.
Kawhi, man, he is specifically there for like the second half. The second half are the playoffs. He ain't there to play the whole season.
But I don't think you can just mesh like just right at the right time. Like I think you need those games together to kind of get a good momentum going. And I think they're messing up a lot of teams too.
I think the only sports organization in the world that should have rest games for players would be, and they do, is baseball. They playing 4 or 5 games consecutive in a week. They got 3 or 4 games where I can see you might want to rest a player, and they don't. I don't see why they in the NBA.
Yeah,
And they
They
rest the
can't though.
players like that so much.
Yeah, because in baseball you can't really rest people. You got nine. You got to put 9 people
You
on the
got to.
field, and you only got like 20 people on your roster, and half
Right.
of them are pitchers. You got
And
to
they're
play.
playing 3 games in a row. And baseball is a hard sport to play. So why if you in the NBA, you making all this money, you get the most paid sports team in the world, and you want to rest today? You just sat down 2 days.
You playing in the air conditioning building, running like for 5 6 minutes at a time. Baseball, they outside in the heat through the summer, 3 hours at a time out down that field.
Both sides of the game, won't you either batting or you playing defense. Either way it goes, you gotta stay ready to go the whole game.
Yeah.
So why not play if you in the NBA, play ball? And I know we getting around the world, but that's why I say for me it's hard for me to compare any of our legends to players of the day and say who the greatest. You might be the greatest at this time, but I got so many more reasons why I can go look back and say this why they the greatest.
LeBron, though, I think he earned his, man. That dude, he been in the league 2 decades, and if you look at him though, like the latter part of his career, you may say that he was affected. It was affected by injuries, but for the most part, he was there. He was showing up, and he ain't just he. Ain't, I know people say he built that dream team down in Miami, but he went to Cleveland, and what they have up there? Just Irving, Kyrie at the time.
Yeah.
Making all the trades.
Hey man, I can never take nothing from LeBron. I definitely it's my first time saying it, last time. I ain't gonna say it no more because I just can't do it. He's one of the most elite players ever played the game of basketball we've seen in our time.
But do we think the Hawks can
I
make it
think
into
LeBron
the?
still hurt the NBA to a degree. It made it more about super teams
He did.
than
He
about
changed. Yeah.
NBA, about
Yep.
playing ball straight up. But his actual play on the court, it's outstanding. You can't take that from him. He's looking great.
He took advantage of free agency like nobody has ever done, and he just created a whole new
And killed the
way of thinking about it.
And he killed some careers. He killed Chris Bosh's career. He did.
Chris
Go
Bosh.
stand over there in the corner. Chris Bosh was a double rebound and score. And then when he got with LeBron in Miami, go stand in the corner.
Yeah.
How many rings he get out of that?
You think Chris Bosh would rather have them stats or them rings?
Them rings.
Yeah, he probably rather have the ring.
I mean, he still got a check too. I mean, but
he got sick though, right?
Considering he got sick in his career and short, you think he much rather play his game or just get those rings now?
And is Chris Bosh a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
He would have if you'd stayed in Toronto on his own.
But then again, I don't know. Maybe not because he did get sick and he can't play no more. So
that's
it could have been cut short. So maybe the rings are more important. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
He still got that check though. So I guess his family taken care of.
Yeah, got the check.
He got the check. But it just changed. It changed the NBA, man. You look around now. It's only so many teams that can compete with each other.
I think it's always been like that, but I think the difference is you don't have these teams that's together longer. Like there's no animosity towards other teams. Like I was looking at the end of the game the other night, a couple of players, like the losing players, they're like smiling and laughing and dapping it up with the other team. Like back in the day, these teams were together for years, like Lakers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they weren't finna be laughing at the end of no game and high-fiving and taking pictures and clapping. Like they literally hated these other teams.
Yeah, you didn't see the Lakers in Boston go out the court friendly, or Detroit go out the court anybody friendly.
There's no like real like strong bond to these teams. Like players know, okay, I'm with this team for this year. Next year, I'll probably be with that team. Like
they know try to keep relationships instead of going there and play the game.
Exactly. He want to be in Milwaukee his whole career. I think he'll be there. Hey, but Chris Bosh did make it to the Hall of Fame. He got inducted in 21.
He did?
Yep.
Wow. That was a sympathy induction. I'm sorry. That was because his heart gave out on him. That was sympathy. He didn't play enough to
me. You know, like, who was it? One of those players started questioning about the rate of induction into the Hall of Fame for NBA. He was talking about the number of people that goes in and the quality of their playing history. And in a way, it's true. It's like if you played for any given amount of time, you're going to make it into the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah. That some bitch gonna be full. We ain't gonna have no space to put nothing else in it.
Right. Because when you look at like baseball and you were like a Dale Murphy, I would think Dale Murphy would have been a shoe-in, but Dale Murphy can't even get in the
yeah, it's harder and especially basketball.
Man.
So Dale Murphy should have been in.
Baseball is so stat driven. Like you don't have the numbers.
That's exactly what it is, baseball.
Yeah, like no Barry Bonds. Like, how can you not have Barry Bonds in the Hall
Now
of Fame?
they taking the whole steroid thing and they putting that towards his entire career, not 1 or 2 seasons. His entire career.
Yeah, that ain't right.
It's affecting them.
Yep, Alex Rodriguez, he should be in.
If you take away that 1 season, he still had a great career.
Yeah,
Pete Rose too.
Pete Rose, yep.
Banned for life.
Yeah, Pete didn't want to stop gambling. Fuck that.
He banned for that because he got caught. How many people did that and didn't get caught today?
Yeah.
Right.
Rich, yeah. But our Atlanta Hawks are going to the playoffs, man. They're probably going to be in a play-in game. I don't know how far they're going to go.
If they make it to the playoffs, man, I think they're going to do okay. But the thing is, as a fan, it's how aggravating it is to keep sitting there watching and waiting on them to actually show and play for the playoffs, though.
Do you want to invest yourself emotionally into
exactly
right now?
And like, all right, so you're going to go buying these tickets and just to sit there and watch playing around.
Get me, man. They get me. They get on these runs, and I be excited, and I go and go buy these jerseys and shit.
I have no faith in the Hawks. I hate saying that. My team, but no faith in them.
Right,
like,
I get it. I mean, it's like sad to say. I guess that's my feeling with the Falcons right now. It's my team, but I'm like, faith is just gone. So they prove me, made me feel that way about them. So I get it.
Well, fellas, it's been fun. Another successful podcast in the books.
Yep.
Definitely got to do it again, and
we got to do it again because we got one thing we didn't touch on. I just hit it right quick. Go Dogs is all I want to say.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
What an Alabama fan that he ain't on here right now, but make sure next time he got set 2 minutes aside to rub it in for that.
Hey, it's gonna be bad to be a Bama fan living in Georgia for the next few years because
you
Georgia
better believe it.
I think that Bama fan,
national championship.
I think that Bama fan you talking about finna make his transition and go up to Colorado. You're gonna be stuck.
Okay.
He's already been kind of hitting at it. Been talking about it. So.
He ready to go with that?
Yeah,
I know we finna go, but Colorado, they're gonna be okay, but not this season. They're gonna show some improvement, but not this round.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna need a couple of recruiting classes on his belt. I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna make them a legit contender.
Yeah, he better get him some sponsors behind him.
Exactly. He got
he just flipped the top cornerback to go up there.
I seen that too. I seen that this morning. I was looking at it. And he's getting it in.
He
gotta make them all work together now.
He got the number 1 corner last year. Flipped him from Florida State.
Yeah. Travis.
And they talking about a quarterback. He's close to flipping.
I was about to say they need it because he know deep down inside that's his flesh, his blood, that's his boy. But Shador is not gonna be the one to do it for him.
You don't see it? I'm curious to see how he's gonna play
I think he's gonna be okay, but is he gonna be the one that's gonna get him to that promised land in this division?
Do you see him benching his son?
Dion want to win. That's prime. Any cost, he want to win.
I don't know, man. For that lifelong relationship, I think you just go ahead and let your son play it out, man.
Right.
I mean, he probably gonna play this season, but he like, all right, so I need to go on the clear stuff for the NFL.
How long Shador got? How many more years he got left on? 2 more.
I think got 2 more years. Yeah.
I mean,
Shiloh too. Shiloh, I feel worse for him. I mean,
I can see him benching Shiloh.
yeah. I feel worse for him.
But
I think. See, one thing I think with Dion, I know we're finna go, y'all, but Prime, man, his name, his reputation is too big to sit back and allow his son to go out there and not produce. And you doing all this talk. You started out your time with Colorado, told the whole team go on and get in the portal.
Yeah, that crazy.
You can't go in that hard and your son out there. If he's not producing and continue to let him lead that team, can't do it. You set the precedent too high already.
Yep.
You got a whole bunch of players on scholarship that probably barely be a walk-on.
Yeah.
It's probably easier to tell them hit the portal. And Colorado's just didn't have no talent. Their players like ranked 900 in at their position, and it was on scholarship. Oh man, you got to go. Mm-hmm. Hey, but I know we got to go. We can if we want to talk about Dion, we also can talk about down there in Bethune-Cookman College.
Yes, Ed Reed.
Oh yeah.
It went off. He like, y'all had this.
Like, they agreed in principle, but what happened?
Yeah, they ain't come through that contract. They ain't never come with it.
He seen the facilities down there too, right? Yeah. He was like, man, I can't live and play down here. How can you recruit people down here? You got buildings up here that you're storing trash in.
Yep. So, mold, rodents, all kinds of stuff he was talking about, man. It was terrible. I don't know if y'all seen it, but him and Prime talked about it. Man, I forgot which one I was looking at. But anyway, it's I think it was YouTube. But him and Prime was talking about it, and the conditions at Bethune was ridiculous. And he's like, he still tried. And he just found out, I can't do it. You ain't even get my money yet. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And think about it. How much of his own money he probably would have had to try to invest to get it there. But you ain't trying to come with it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we gotta do this again. We gotta put some of this in there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a little teaser for the next episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll catch y'all next week, next episode.